Everybody there?
All right, I want to welcome you guys to yet another episode of the Deadhead Chronicles. And with me today, I have Mike Gotses, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
It's a beautiful day in paradise, it's just can't complain. My daughter is upstairs sleeping, so it's we got some quiet time now.
Yeah, my wife's actually taking our daughter out to go grocery shopping here in a couple minutes. So
There you go. All right, so let's jump right in, man. Let's talk about that moment that got you to where you're at now, that you became a fan of sports. What was that moment when you were young?
my dad was always big into sports, like baseball, football, basketball, and what have you. And I remember when I was younger, he would always get those catalogs in the mail from like Manny's Baseball Land and Starstruck and things of that nature. And I saw, like, was it last week's episode with Eric the Peanut guy? He talked about like that big minor league baseball hat poster. I actually have one of those upstairs. But yeah, I was always big into the minor league hats and stuff. And I think my first one was the Las Vegas Stars. It was a purple and black one. It had the dog dressed up as Elvis on the front.
That is cool. I've not, as much as I follow the minor leagues, I have not heard of that one. That's a cool one. I definitely gotta post one on that on Twitter so I can take a look at it, because that sounds like an awesome hat.
Yeah, it had the purple crown, the black bill, and then I think it had the LV and like a turquoise, and the dog and like the little Elvis outfit. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool. Now, did you just say, in the conversation that I had with Eric the Peanut guy, we talked about the poster. You actually have that poster?
I have one of them. I don't know. It's upstairs. I forget what year it is.
That's pretty cool, dude.
I can post it later this evening.
Yeah. My wife actually, after she heard the episode, she went on eBay trying to look for this. She was like, I can't find them. I'm like, yeah, they're very rare. You can't find them anywhere, unless somebody has them like in a collection or something. So good for you, man. That's pretty awesome. So you collect a lot of things. We had a previous conversation. So you're a collector of many, many things. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Give me a small rundown of the things that you collect.
Oh, I obviously collect minor league baseball hats, collect sports jerseys. It runs the gamut of soccer, hockey, football, baseball, what have you.
Nice.
I collect autographs. Here's an autograph of Sebastian Stan of Winter Soldier fame.
That's pretty cool one. Yeah, look at that. He's autographed and everything. Oh. Yep.
But and then I have sports autographs. Like I have a Mario Lemieux autograph jersey mounted on the wall over there, and several Steelers and other NFL players. Just runs the gamut. Star Wars collector.
That's you got me there, by the way, with Star Wars. Yeah, you got. Is that a lightsaber?
The lightsaber.
Did you build that in the Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So first of all, I'm a Star Wars fan, but my wife was actually, she goes like, I like this guy because he's one, a Steelers fan, and then two, she's a Penguins fan. So you got mad kudos from her because of that. And then when I told her that you had the Mario Lemieux autograph, she goes like, that's pretty cool. That she was already impressed with that right there. So good for you.
yeah, before the pandemic, and my wife and I, we had a baby last year. She
Mm-hmm.
just turned 1 on July 29th, but we had like essentially a partial season plan to the Penguins, so we would go to like several games a year. So
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. So you're right. Your daughter and my daughter have like they're very close to each other.
yeah, it's funny too. Like you post the videos of you picking your hat on your wheel of hats with your
Yeah.
daughter, and I think one of the first ones was around Father's Day, and we were going on a trip
Mm-hmm.
to a birthday party, and she was fussing so bad in the car. I put on your video. She was cackling and laughing, carrying on, and like I keep on showing her videos. She's like so enthralled with like your daughter and everything.
That's awesome. I love
You
it.
you
My
have
daughter has fans. That's crazy.
yeah. You have posted the one video I think last week of like thanking everybody for listening, following the podcast, and
Yeah.
I was just watching that, and she was over in a corner. She heard your voice, and I think she was expecting your daughter to
My
show up
daughter.
on the video.
Tell her to stay tuned. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we do the video. We'll
Yeah.
have it the wheel tomorrow. It's funny, and I keep saying this, but it's not me at all. She found out that I make the videos, and then from that moment that she found out, she wanted to be in the videos. And if we don't make one, she gets so upset, dude. She gets so upset. I don't understand why, but I was like, all right, all right, all right, let's go before we go to bed. Let's go make a video. So that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy that
Yeah.
she's a fan. So so Star Wars, Marvel, you got jerseys, right? That's a
Yeah.
lot. Oh, and then I think I also saw a picture of a lot of t-shirts that you own.
Yeah. But
That's
like,
pretty cool. Tell me more about those t-shirts, because I see a lot of minor league t-shirts.
yeah, so much like you, I started this minor league baseball collection that
Mhm.
started a pandemic to support the minor leagues. And as you were buying your dad hats,
Yeah.
my kind of stick is buying a hat and a t-shirt. And
Nice.
that kind of there was this time, I don't know, it was last July or whatever,
Mhm.
everyone was doing the hey, first minor league
Oh,
team
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
respond, I'll buy a hat and a t-shirt. So I started doing that thing, and like I think Daytona Tortugas and the Gwinnett Stripers were like kind of like the first ones that like responded. So I this was one of the first ones that I bought doing that track, and then but like my first ones that like started the like pandemic buying, I think, was Richmond and Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Great logos too. Those two
So
are great logos.
like
So
I like to obviously like buying all the hats and stuff, and I kind of do like matchy with t-shirts
mhm.
sometimes too. So that's kind of like why I'm buying the t-shirts too.
Yeah.
I think when I post that one picture to Twitter of like all those t-shirts all over my bed, I think the Daytona Tortugas actually responded, oh, do you like wearing matchy? You mix it up every once in a while. Well, I'm actually mixing it up tonight. I have the
Charleston River Dogs
Carlson
had
River
that. Yeah.
Dogs, and I have the Reading Fighting Phil's t-shirt.
Nice. No, that's one of my. That's the black hat with the C and then the dog biting the bat.
Yeah,
Such a cool. And now you buy the fitted ones, right? The new era ones.
yeah, for the most part. I but like I have a my size is 7 3/4, so
Mm-hmm.
I the dad hats don't like the any adjustable hats don't fit me well. So when I buy dad hats, I buy the franchise versions
Yeah.
that
Because
are
those are yeah.
they're the fitted ones. So
Mm-hmm.
I have like a handful of those. Like I Reading, Jacksonville, Nashville, and I think Myrtle Beach.
Those are cool. Again, great ones that you have there, because Myrtle Beach Pelicans is a great one. Reading, the Fighting Phils. I mean, those are good ones. I can't disagree. Um, the beauty of all collecting, because I also did the first team to, to do, to answer me, then I'll
Mhm.
buy their hat, which was, you said it was the Daytona Tortugas. That was
Yeah,
the first team that, and that's what really got me going at the same thing, supporting the minor leagues during the pandemic. That's really what started it at all. And I'm like, okay, here we go. You know,
yeah, yeah. It was funny. Like last July, like Daytona Tortugas, and I think the Idaho Falls Chuckers were kind of like in a battle to
mm-hmm.
see who could get the most
Get the most,
sales.
yeah. You know what? Kudos to their social media team,
Yeah,
right? Because they went out there and they're like, we need the support from the fans, and they got it because at least they got my money. I know that for sure.
yeah.
Um, so what is your method of choosing? Obviously you got some of the hats for, through pandemic, supporting, but what's your usual method of collecting the hats and memorabilia?
As far as like the hats and the minor league memorabilia, um, I was I was doing obviously the first one to respond to message, blah
Hmm.
blah blah, and then I started like, who are my favorite teams? Let's try to collect some of their affiliates. And
Hmm.
then the funny thing is, I started making like a spreadsheet of like all the teams that I bought from, and like all the divisions of the major leagues. Of the AL Central, I have like 13 affiliates or whatever, and
Yeah.
I've been trying to fill those in. And then once they obviously restructured the minor leagues, you had to play around with those numbers. And at one point, Charleston was a Yankees team. So once they restructured, Charleston went over to Tampa Bay. So I said, well, I have to get another Yankees team. So
Yeah.
I got the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders.
Yeah, that's a cool one too.
So I don't know. It just like one of the ones, this was maybe a month ago, like the Carolina Mudcats. I made like a Twitter post about it. My dad would always wear like the black and red hat, and
Hmm.
it's just one that really holds significance to me. So I think this was around the 4th of July, I think, that I need to get that hat.
Hmm.
So that's why I bought Carolina. And it just like the look of things, like the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, their Vice line, that hot pink and turquoise hat was so
Yeah.
sharp. And I think Jacksonville's the team I've actually bought the most from. It's like them and Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, I think, are the ones I've bought the most from
The
thus
Iron Picks
far.
is a cool one. I have a couple of hats from them, so I'm with you there. I have Jacksonville. The Mudcats, I actually have two, I want to say now. I have two. So because I have their Copa one,
Mhm.
and then I have the Brewers color one, which is blue with the yellow
Yeah.
C. Yeah, I have that one as well in the dad hat. So I've been pretty lucky to see that ballpark as well. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it was actually back in the middle of June. My wife and I and our daughter, we wanted to go visit our or my sister-in-law in Charlotte, so we got to see the Charlotte Knights Stadium for the first time. And
Great ballpark, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ballparks I've been to, and it's such a cool ballpark there. Shout out to Josh Durham, who lives over there. His job is right. You can see the ballpark there, so
Yeah,
kudos to him on that view.
and I actually, so I think that night I picked up their Copa personality, the Caballeros.
Yeah, that's right. The green
So
hat.
the green hat, and then I think it was the last day we were in Charlotte. I said, "Oh, let's go back to the stadium. I want to make one more visit to the team store." And I forget what the guy's name is, but he's actually from our area.
Hmm.
Their merchandise manager. He's such a nice guy. Let me in and was able to make one last purchase before we left the city that day.
What did you get?
I got it's yeah, their old batting practice hat with the
Oh yeah,
gold.
with the K.
Okay.
Yeah, with the K, and it has a sword. It's a yeah, that's a nice one.
And then I got a t-shirt.
Cool. Yeah. If you go back down to Charlotte, you should make the trek up to Kannapolis. I hear that's a nice ballpark too.
Yeah.
That the Cannonballers. That's a good one.
Yeah, Kannapolis was one of the first ones I got to, along with Rocket City.
Trash Pandas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, minor leagues, they really do know what they're, how to get us, right? Because their logos are just unique and just they're fun, right?
Yeah. Well, like I wanted to get the Tulsa Noodlers. I when they made the announcement, hey, we have this new identity
Right.
like at 10 o'clock one morning. And of course my boss comes to my cubicle. Oh my God, my phone.
Like,
Great, I have a meeting now. And then as soon as I get to go surfing again,
sold out.
unavailable, and I
Oh,
haven't been able to buy it since. So
dude, it
that's
happened
my
to me.
white whale right now.
It happened to me as well. Like I was when it came out, I was like, all right, let me wait a little bit. I have to work, same thing. I have to make some calls. And then as soon as I had some free time, I went to go see if they had, the new era classic Noodlers one.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, guess what it was? Sold out. You know, so it came available. So I actually put a tweet out to them,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that's like we'll let when it comes available. And you know what, they actually put a tweet out saying that new merch is coming up, stay tuned. Boom. I was like, yep, this day at 10 o'clock, all right, I'm gonna get some there. So I'm with you. It's so crazy because it's such a popular, all of a sudden it just became so popular.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that hat. It's such a cool one. The green one, are you gonna get the green with the blue brim on it?
Yeah, if it ever becomes back in
If it ever comes
stock.
available.
Yeah, that's the thing with that identity too. It's such a unique
Hmm.
color palette. It's not like, oh, navy blue and a red like everyone else.
Hmm. Right, because and this is what we were talking about with Eric the Peanut Guy, in the last episode is I had a way too many navy blue hats, and then that's when my wife said you need to go get other colors,
Mhm.
make them unique, and I'm like, you're right. And then there goes the Noodlers, and then I have actually I have the Charleston River Dogs Copa hat, their
Mhm.
blue one, their baby blue
Yeah.
one, the Perro Santos. I have that one, so that's a cool one. And then Lake County Captains, they got the Picantes, which is the jalapeno one,
Mhm.
and it's green with the red brim. So I had that one as well. So there's a couple of ones that I've gotten different colors of now. So
Yeah, my most current purchase is from Lake County Captains. It should be coming here in the next couple days. It's their regular alternate cap with the captain set on it, and I
yep,
think I got a T-shirt from them too.
yep, that they're actually pretty nice. If you ever come up, let me know, because it's a nice little stadium. So definitely is a one, and it's not too far from you actually, because you're in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little trek. Um, so you you have a lot of non-sports memorabilia.
Hmm.
What got you started with that, right? Tell me more, because like I know you said Star Wars, Marvel. What was your reasoning just to started collecting those? You just because you just like them?
Well, like when I was younger, I have a cousin who's like um 5 months younger than me, so we were always like going to like all the original Batman movie with
Hmm.
Michael Keaton, and all the other movies that were in
Yeah,
during the early 90s and stuff like that. So we were always big into superheroes, collecting the superhero figures and
yeah,
stuff like that. And I've always been a superhero fan, Star Wars fan. Like when they re-released Star Wars movies, I forget, like the early 2000s or whatever. Like I have like a ton of the Star Wars figures and that
nice.
nature. And so like we moved into my wife and I moved into our current house, I think just about 4 years ago from now. And I have my quote unquote man cave I'm currently sitting in. I go, well, I gotta decorate the walls a little bit. And so one of my friends, he buys autographs, and he goes, well, you should try out this one site, Autograph World. And they have like a catalog on their site you can order from, like the base price, like, oh, whomever's $50, or they have an
Mhm.
auction part of their
Okay.
site too. So like I have this superhero wall off to the side here, and
Mhm.
I have like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, Don Cheadle, Iron War Machine, and
That's
Tom
pretty cool.
Holland. So I just kind of went into that wormhole, kind of like the minor league hats, but
And
I'm
off we go.
yeah, I'm
Right.
kind of out of space right now, so to kind of put a stop to a little bit. So
Had to put it like, are you running out of room in your man cave?
yeah, kind of, sorta. But one of the things that kind of, I guess, spurred that a little bit too is my wife and I, we went up to Toronto about 3 years ago to
Mhm.
see the Blue Jays play, and we went to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
they have this like really cool corridor that has like a whole bunch of goalie masks. I just really liked how they're mounted and stuff. You know, I kind
Mhm.
of like want to make like a memorabilia wall too. So I actually have a couple hockey autographs that are non-Penguins. I have Patrick Kane of Chicago and Austin Matthews of Toronto, and I have some
That's
other
pretty
things
cool.
too.
I love their hockey masks, their goalie masks. I think they're awesome. It's just I don't know what it is. It's and then when baseball started adopting that mask, I was
Mhm.
like, I have to get me one of those for my room. I need one of those. I haven't had one yet, but I'm going to eventually.
Yeah,
That's
it's just amazing in that corridor and the Hall of Fame, just like the evolution of like the quote unquote Jason mask
hmm
compared to the common day mask that they wear now. And like Darren Pang was a former goalie and former ESPN analyst. He
hmm
was such a small guy, like his helmet's so small compared to the other ones.
compared to the rest of the helmets. I had to go out there. I totally forgot that the Hockey Hall of Fame was out there. 'Cause, I've been to Toronto a couple times and I just forgot. I purchased a Toronto Maple Leafs hockey puck, and that's while I bought it, I'm like, oh, I should have gone in there and bought some more stuff. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, we actually stayed at this Hotel Le Germain. It's across the street from the Air Canada Center or whatever it's called now, where the Maple Leafs play.
hmm
So we were able to walk the CN Tower and the Sky Dome, and we were able to walk the Hall of Fame too. So we hardly had to take any transportation at all.
No taxi, no Uber, no nothing. We're just walking.
Yep.
Hopefully, it wasn't that cold because man, when it gets cold there, it gets cold.
Yeah, it was actually pretty hot that weekend. It was actually more breezy than anything because it's right on the water there.
hmm Yeah. So how many total minor league hats do you have?
I knew that question was coming, so I just did a count on my infamous spreadsheet there. I don't know cumulative altogether. I know my pandemic spending up until now. I think it's like 150 hats I bought through the pandemic.
Oh wow! You got me beat, my friend.
But I also got a free hat from the Rochester Red Wings during National Hat Day. They're running a
hmm
promotion, and I won a free hat through their clubhouse store. So
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That you know what? That's a great way to get a hat. There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that at all. Now, are you going to be displaying it? Do you display the hats? How do you do it?
Um, they're right now they're just stored in an extra bedroom. Right. I have some like on this, I guess you could say, on display down
hmm
here in the man cave area, but yeah, I don't have any display apparatus currently.
Not just yet, but eventually it
Yeah.
will happen, huh?
Yep.
Well, it must be that the wife must be very supportive of all this because it's not a cheap thing that we do, isn't it?
No, it's not. Um, yeah, she knows what a buy, but I don't know if she knows the complete breadth of everything.
My wife actually made a calculation at one point, and then that's when the negotiation started of me buying, a number of hats, per week or weekly or things like that. So yeah, there was a negotiation, and when we came to a compromise, pretty much me agreeing to what she said, because a happy wife is a happy life.
Exactly.
What is your favorite item that you have collected? Not, no, we're not talking money, money wise. We're talking that's something that that you'll never get rid of.
Um, there's a few pieces, and like I've had like a couple relatives ask me a similar question. Um, not to get too far into things, but like my wife and I have had issues like
Mhm.
having a baby and whatever, and like something had happened, and um, um, we needed something to cheer us up this one weekend or whatever it was. We went to see the movie Shazam
Yeah.
with Zachary Levi, and it was really something we needed that day. It cheered us up. It
Hmm.
gave us that 2 hours, 3 hours of relief from everyday life.
Forget about the world and
Yeah.
just enjoy it.
So, and then was it two and a half? I think it's 2 years ago. They had a Comic Con in Pittsburgh, and Zachary Levi was there, and I had a movie poster that I said I wanted to get signed. Hey, Laura, my wife. Hey, you love Zachary Levi too from different things because she watched Heroes and
Hmm.
Chuck and all that other stuff. She really liked it. You want to go see Zachary Levi at Comic Con? Sure. So we bought tickets, went to this Saturday um, event,
Hmm.
and we were able to be one of the first ones to meet him. And it was just so amazing. Meeting someone that gave you so much relief and so much joy in your life for that one moment in time. Just like they make these movies and they're making like millions of dollars and stuff like that, but and they may just be making that movie just for a paycheck, but it's just stuff like that and stuff like sports that means a lot to people,
Hmm.
whether they're down in the dumps, they're dealing with some depressive state in their lives. It's it's a it's a help for people. But anyway, I have the autograph poster of Zachary Levi. He personalized it with saying Mike Shazam and Zachary Levi. So yeah,
That's
obviously one I won't be getting rid of.
that's you know what? That's amazing. That's pretty cool. And he took the time to, personalize it for you because a lot of times, all they do is just sign it and have a good day or something like that. But
Yeah.
it's it's good to know that, like you said, a lot of people they overanalyze movies or sports, and we don't, they don't understand that, like, we have these connections, we make these personal connections with, like, for you, for with
Mhm.
Shazam, you know that it has more of a meaning, personal meaning.
It was funny too that day. I was wearing a Marvel T-shirt of Hela, Thor's sister, that
Yeah.
day, and Hela actually kills his character. I think it's in Ragnarok, the
Hmm.
beginning of Ragnarok, and it was actually that because of her killing his character off in that movie, he was able to go do Shazam. So he saw the shirt and made like a funny joke about it, and we got our picture taken with him too. He's
That's
he,
awesome.
he's such a nice guy.
That's pretty cool. And I yeah, I that's awesome. Good for you. Um, yeah, I would never get rid of it either. I would definitely, I'm sure you have it framed. I actually, you know
Yeah,
what? You did send me a picture of it actually.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for him. That's awesome. What would be another piece?
Well, obviously the Lemieux will be
Yeah.
going out there.
There you go. Now you are from the Pittsburgh area, right? So you follow
Yeah,
all the teams there, the Steelers, the Penguins, the Pirates as well, right?
yeah.
Gotcha. Pirates is one of my favorite ballparks, PNC Park.
Hmm.
It is an absolute gorgeous of a park. I love it. I love the Clemente statues.
Hmm.
I love the museum there. So, I'm not gonna rag, as a Browns fan, I'm not gonna rag on you because, those are cool stadiums. I've actually been to Heinz Field. It's funny enough, a couple of years ago, this is before, me and my wife, we had our daughter. We went to a Steelers Browns game in Pittsburgh. I'm a Browns fan. She's a Steelers fan, and I and I will say that this was when the Browns sucked. So I wore my gear and everything. I did not get heckled by a fan at all the whole time. Not once. We are leaving the field. Obviously, the Browns lost. They got embarrassed. So, whatever. And I'm wearing my Browns shirt, my Browns hat. I'm all decked out, because I'm a Browns fan.
Hmm.
I had a homeless man looked at me and say, "We kick your asses." And I'm like, dude, you're the only one that has talked crap to me the whole time. Like, what gives, man? But great experience. But I thought that was a funny story because nobody said anything to me except for that homeless man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not giving you any money anymore. Get out of here. So what other teams do you follow?
Well, Major League Baseball, obviously, with the Pirates and the current state that they've been in for the past lifetime of mine. I actually follow the Indians and the Blue Jays.
My
So
man. Soon to
I
be
don't,
Guardians.
yeah, but I like I said, we went up to the Toronto game like 2.5, 3 years ago, and then I haven't been to an Indians game since old Cleveland Stadium was open. That was the last year it was open too. They're playing the Yankees, and Mattingly was on the Yankees at that time.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, because my dad was a big Yankees fan, so
Gotcha. Somehow in this podcast, I get a lot of Yankees fan. I don't understand why. Stories of people of their parents or someone being a Yankees fan.
but my half brother growing up, he was a Blue Jays fan, and obviously in 92, 93 at the back-to-back
Oh
championships,
yeah.
I can remember vividly Joe Carter hitting that home run off of Mitch Williams to win it, and that's always been in my minds, and I've liked them ever since. So
That's the very first name that came up, Weston, as you said. You're following the Blue Jays was Joe Carter. That's the
yeah,
first name that popped in my head.
yeah,
Cool.
I have like upstairs. I have a Joe Carter and Roberto Alomar starting lineup figure.
Yeah, the Alomar brothers, and he came to play with the Indians for a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think he actually, he owns a team in the professional baseball league in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so he actually does. They're named they're actually named after him. Believe it or not, they don't. It's not named after a town with a different name. Is RA12, I think it's called, or something like that. I'm like, oh, all right, that's cool, I guess. So what are you going to be collecting? Are you going to be just you're going to just keep going online? How does that process work out? Just, whatever you like, you find, or how is that your process going?
yeah. Essentially, like as far as like autographs, I'm kind of done for now. Um, like I said, I don't have much room left, and that can be obviously more expensive than minor league hats and memorabilia. But it's just
Mhm.
like referenced earlier, I'm trying to fill out that spreadsheet or
Right, right,
whatever.
right.
So like with the Indians, I needed Lake County,
Which you already got.
which I already got. It will be here in a couple days, and I think I need Lynchburg's the last one of the Indians
Yeah.
affiliates I need.
I'm with you there. I don't have any Lynchburg yet. I'm still waiting to see if they have a dad hat. I think they only have a franchise one.
Mhm.
So I might eventually just give in and get the franchise because they don't have anything out for dad hats at all.
Yeah, and then in the middle next month, barring any tropical storms or I guess COVID breakout, we have a um, vacation scheduled for Myrtle Beach, so we're gonna try to get a game in down there.
Nice.
Maybe making a plunge there in their store.
Just a couple things here and there, right? Nice. Now, do you purchase any from any teams like indie ball or collegiate wood bat leagues or anything like that?
Yeah, I actually got something from the Savannah Bananas it was either a couple days or a day before we had to go in the hospital for my wife to deliver a baby. So that was the first indie league or college woodback league team I got.
Nice.
And then through you and other guys on Twitter, I started following the Northwoods League. So I have the Pit Spitters, Bismarck Larks, and the Growlers.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
yeah. I have the pit spitters and the growlers, the Mac Daddies. I got the Mac
yeah,
Daddies hat.
and
That's
then
pretty cool.
I have the Flamingos.
I don't
Flam-
have that yet. I don't have that yet. Such a cool logo, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it's
I'm so impressed by it. Like, everybody thinks like, oh, it's just a flamingo. No, guys, you guys have to look and Google the flamingos team because that's a cool one. I'll put a link on it because man, oh, I was so impressed. But they did tell me that they are going to be, making some dad hats. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for them.
one of my favorites, and I get obviously I gotta make a shout out to the Danville Otters since I'm their PA ambassador.
You're the second ambassador, my friend. You're the second ambassador that I've interviewed for the Otterbot. So all right. How tell me that story because I already talked to one of them, but I want to hear how you became the ambassador and you're the ambassador for Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah. Well, like obviously with all the pandemic stuff going on and then the restructuring the minor leagues, they were the Danville Braves, and then
Right.
once the affiliation got nixed, they recreated their Twitter page and they were just a Danville baseball team. And think of what's his face, Johnny Bolin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's their Mississippi ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the one that may have started it to a degree. He said, "Oh, I can be your ambassador for Mississippi," and then that just I think snowballed everything. And then they were asking everyone else, "Hey, can we get other states involved here?" So I asked to be the PA ambassador, and then maybe a month or so later, uh, this was like right before the unveiling of their name. We
Mm-hmm.
had like a Zoom with their general manager and talked about like the perks of being a ambassador, like show you around the stadium if you ever make it down to Danville, throw out the first pitch, and like Tim Stoops was able to he's from Montana. He did that about a month ago, and
That shout out to the Otterbots. You guys are pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You get to throw out the first. That's on my bucket list. You know that.
yeah,
I want to throw out a first pitch at any. I'll even throw it out at a minor league baseball, middle school, whoever. You let me know. I'll go out there and throw out the first pitch. That's cool. So you're the second. that I've interviewed. I'm hoping to get, scheduled on Johnny so we can speak some more, and then obviously have another ambassador for the
Yeah.
Otterbots. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Are you gonna make it down there to try to throw out the first pitch?
Eventually, I'm hoping to try to make it down there next year if we can fit it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I definitely. That's pretty cool. I like it.
but
And
one
go ahead.
one of the other I guess what college woodback teams is the Spartan Burgers.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
they had this thing they post on Twitter earlier in the summer. They go, anybody that wears any of our garb at like a baseball game, will give them a care package. I didn't know if it was like a tongue-in-cheek joke or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was in Charlotte, obviously, for the Knights game, and so I said, "Oh, I'll wear a Spartan Burgers hat, and I'll post the pictures on Facebook or in Twitter."
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, they said, "Hey, Mike, you're getting the care package." So they sent me a care package, and it had like a certificate saying, "We recognize you as the best fan," or something like that. And they gave me like a shirt from their T-shirt toss, and it's it's
That
stuff, it's stuff like that that endears the minor leagues to people all around the country. And whereas like that Major League Baseball is almost like pushing the fans away, it's the major minor leagues, independent leagues that are opening their arms to everyone that need entertainment and just that escape from everyday troubles and stuff like that.
you know what? I could not have said it better. And you're absolutely right. I think that, you know, the minor leagues have it figured out and major league has no idea. They don't, they don't even know what they're doing because that's what you're right. Like every minor league teams that I've come across of a, discuss or had any kind of interaction on social media have been nothing but great. And that's what it's all about. You go to a game, and what it is, it's entertainment. Yes, there's a game, like you have your daughter, I have my, right, and then we like to, take them, but let's be honest, attention span is probably not going to be there that much, so they have to find ways to entertain people, and they're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I love it. Now, disco turkeys. Do you have a disco turkey one?
I don't. I have a T-shirt. I don't have a hat yet.
That's awesome. Same thing like what happened with the noodlers. I went to go try to get a disco turkey hat, and it wasn't there. It came available. I didn't even hesitate. All right, hit that button. It wasn't on the
Yeah.
wheel, so but I went ahead because I knew that if I didn't get it, I was not gonna I was not gonna have it. Um, what is your what's your favorite minor league team so far?
Favorite minor league team is Charleston River Dogs,
Oh man.
and it goes back to our beginning of our conversation with how I got started with like
Mm-hmm.
Manny's Baseball Land and Starstruck magazines. I was talking at a conversation with Eric the Peanut Guy on Twitter a
Mm-hmm.
few months ago. Like my all-time favorite hat was one of their original hats. It was like the teal crown with the purple bill
Yeah.
and with those colors. And I always wanted that hat. I never got it. But we went to a River Dogs game a couple years ago. I was able to get the navy blue one,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just I had a connection with them ever since then. So they've been my team.
I want to get their Charleston rainbows.
Yeah.
That I haven't gotten it yet. But I really want that one because I don't know what it is. It's just so cool about it. That's pretty cool. Or so what are your plans? Anything for besides the your vacation trip? Anything else you have planned, or it's just gonna be planning out for next year as far as any kind of collecting or visiting to ballparks, anything like that?
Well, yeah, like I said, if we make it down to Myrtle, we want to try to get to a Pelicans game. It'll be my daughter's first baseball game. So I don't foresee us being there
Too
all
long.
too long. So, but But yeah, we'll see how, I guess, the pandemic plays out. Currently, I would like to get to some hockey games this year. But
That would be pretty cool.
we'll see how that goes. My wife and I, we were able to finally go to a movie for the first time in ages a couple weeks ago. We got to see Jungle Cruise.
How was that?
It was surprising. I didn't have high expectations for it, and
Mm.
we've been to Disney obviously several times, and Jungle Cruise is one of our favorites. And it had the the awkward dad jokes
Love them.
that's all apparent during the ride and stuff like that. So it was surprisingly good.
Nice, nice. Now, you did say you went to Disney, so let's talk Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
How awesome is it?
We they've long since changed their their hours and stuff like that, but I think they had this thing called early morning magic hours, and like if you stay on resort,
Mm-hmm.
you get into the in the parks like an hour or two earlier than the general public.
Nice.
So we got in the Hollywood Studios where it's at early, and then so it's like a cattle call, like everyone trying to get in the Galaxy's Edge. But it was like as you get into there, get under the tunnel and into the open air, it's so amazing. Like I was like a kid in a candy store, like mouth open, just like taking everything in. And one of the cool and weird things about it is obviously it's open air and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
the way they have the sound system and
Right.
everything in there, they have like a soundtrack going like with spaceships going by, and like I catch myself every once in a while like looking up
Looking
and
up.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Is there an actual ship? That's pretty cool. I like that. I want to get there eventually. I just, because like I said, I'm a fan of the whole genre of Star Wars. I'm sure you've watched all of Mandalorian, right?
yeah.
Nice. Have you watched Bad Batch?
Not yet.
Oh, you must. It's really good, actually. I was actually impressed. It's actually really good. I have like 2 episodes left to watch, so but you'll like it. You'll enjoy it. And they're not long. They're like half hour long.
Hmm.
So, you know, on the offside, you can watch something a little bit here and there.
Yeah, it's kind of tough trying to carve some time out in the evenings now with the baby.
Oh, I believe you, my friend. I believe you. You don't have any free time anymore.
No.
That's free time. Free time is when you
Yeah.
sleep. And in
Yep.
the middle of the night, you got to wake up.
Yep.
It's worth it though, right? That's all what it's all about.
Yep.
I would not change it for the world, my friend. All right. So we're at that part. We're going to do the questions, my friend.
All
Sudden
right.
death. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
All right. So go into the ballpark. What's your meal of choice? What's your snack?
Well, we were down in Charlotte a couple months ago. We had this barbecue brisket,
Mm-hmm.
macaroni and cheese. It was amazing. If I could get that at every ballpark, that's what I would get.
Their pulled pork nachos is also delicious. It's really good. So you should try those as well next time. Okay. Beach or mountain?
Beach.
My man. Tacos or burritos?
That's a tough one. Um, go with tacos.
All right, cool. Okay. Favorite sports movie?
Miracle.
Ooh, good one. That's a good one. I'll give you that. That's a good one. You know, Kurt Russell, he did it. He did a
Yeah.
pretty good job. Um, all right. So would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
Um, since my wife and I love traveling and things of that nature, I would go with flying.
There you go. If you were to pick a superhero power, what would it be?
It would be Doctor Strange's superpower of being able to manipulate time and space.
Yeah. Great movie also, by the way.
Yeah.
He did a hell of a job. Okay. Rain or snow?
Rain. I hate snow.
My friend, we're both stuck in, Snow City.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm with you. I'd rather have rain. I can't stand the snow.
Especially after this winter up here, it's like it was. I don't know. If we didn't have family up in this area, we would be moving to the Carolinas or something like that.
You know what? You're right. That's the same thing. It's like, you know what? I would rather move to North Carolina. That's the state that I would rather move to because I can't. And I'm not originally from here. My wife is. I'm not, and I'm still here. My whole family left and I'm still here. So go figure. I kind of figure I kind of know what the answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask it. Theme park or water park?
Theme park.
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick that one. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Are you? You're a night
Yeah.
guy? I'm so I don't even know. By 10:30, I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys later. You guys can keep talking. I'm gonna go to bed. Pepsi or Coke?
I don't drink either.
What?
That was Sprite.
Okay, all right. Well, Sprite is Sprite is a Coke product, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go. By association, let's go like that. Coffee or tea?
Again, neither.
That's hilarious. I love it. You don't drink any coffee at all? No tea, nothing?
No,
Yeah, I can't take the taste of coffee. Some
no.
tea, yeah, I'll do some tea, but not a lot of tea. All right. Pancakes or waffles?
Um, well, since my wife and I found this new French cafe and they make these amazing crepes and they're similar to pancakes, we'll go pancakes.
I love your word association with this today. You're spot on, my friend. Okay. Obviously, the Olympics are over. They're done. It was great. If you were to pick a sport in which you were to participate in the Olympics, what would it be?
Swimming.
Now, let's specify here because there's the synchronized swimming and then there's there's the competitive swimming. You are a synchronized swimmer?
Unfortunately not, but if I had the skills to be able to be a competitive swimmer, I'd go competitive swimming.
Yeah, they're superhuman.
Yep.
So good for you. All right. And last but not least, let's talk some pizza. Deep dish, New York style. Or both, actually. Look, from the looks of it, you might just do both.
I would guess I would lean toward New York style, but maybe in a perfect world somewhere in between the both of them.
Gotcha. All right. I'll take that. I like deep dish. I think it's great. I've had it. I'm all about the New York style. Hold it and eat it,
Yep.
So all right. So where can people find you on social media?
On Twitter it's at Mike Gotses, and a similar handle on Instagram.
Okay. And I'll put a link on the description of the episode so that way they can go ahead and hit you, follow you up.
All right.
Hey, Mike, thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming on, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, bud. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode with Mike Gotses. He's such a cool dude. His stories are just I mean, they're awesome. So make sure you guys give them a follow, okay? So before we end, a couple of things, all right? Make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube channel so that way you guys are always aware of what's going on and when new episodes drop. Also, if you are looking just for the audio version of the podcast, it is on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. It's also on Google Play. So make sure that you guys go ahead and find it. Make sure you guys give it 5 stars so that way go up on the ranking so more people are able to enjoy this podcast just like you. And always make sure you tell one more person about this, okay? Until then, keep on grinding. Support the minor leagues.